Toyota didn't just build cars, it rebuilt trust, one model at a time. But one car was declared illegal to drive just weeks after launch and almost shattered everything. These are the most representative Toyotas ever made from 1936 to 2026. It all started here, the pioneers. Toyota finds its identity and dares to enter the American market. Toyota Model AA, the car that started it all, built in a loom factory by Kiichiro Toyoda, who reverse-engineered a Chevrolet engine and a Chrysler body to create Japan's first mass-produced car. Only 1,404 were ever made, and yes, the brand was still called Toyota back then. The switch to Toyota came in 1936 because in Japanese the new name takes 8 brush strokes. A lucky number. Toyopet Crown, Toyota's embarrassing US debut. No, the Crown arrived in America in 1957 with a 60-horsepower engine that shook violently at highway speeds. Toyota's own sales manager called it underpowered and it won't sell. He was right. Toyota quietly pulled out of the US in 1960 and came back 5 years later with a completely different strategy. Land Cruiser FJ40. Japan's answer to the Willys Jeep, literally. Toyota's engineers reverse-engineered an abandoned American military Jeep left behind in World War II to build this legend. With a 135-horsepower inline-six and real 2-speed 4-wheel drive, it became Toyota's best-selling vehicle in the US from 1961 to 1965. Today, a restored FJ40 sells for Porsche 911 money, some topping $270,000 at auction. Toyota Corona. Toyota's real American comeback after the Toyopet disaster. The Corona arrived with a 1.9-litre inline-4, front disc brakes, and a fully synchronized manual transmission, features most American compacts didn't offer at that price. It became the first Japanese import to outsell the VW Beetle in the US. Without the Corona, there's no Camry, no Corolla, no Toyota as we know it. The rise. Toyota earns its reputation for reliability and starts dominating the US Toyota Corolla. The best-selling car in history, over 50 million units across 150 countries. It started with a humble 1.1-litre, 60-horsepower engine, yet became unstoppable. The name Corolla is Latin for small crown, a deliberate nod to the crown that nearly killed Toyota in America. The student eventually outsold the teacher by millions. Toyota Celica. Japan's answer to the Mustang, rear-wheel drive, sporty lines, and a dominant WRC rally career. But in 1995, Toyota was banned from the championship after officials discovered the GT4's turbo restrictor was secretly engineered to flex open at speed, bypassing the rules. Brilliantly illegal, and it ended the Celica's greatest chapter, Toyota Hi-Lux/pickup. Built around a 2.4-litre diesel and a suspension engineered for the worst roads on Earth. So indestructible that the 1987 Chadian-Libyan conflict was officially nicknamed the Toyota War. That reputation forced a US import tariff of 25%, leading Toyota to assemble it locally, a loophole that eventually gave birth to the Tacoma. Toyota Supra A40/A50. Born as a stretch Celica with a 2.6-litre inline-six, Toyota's first engine with electronic fuel injection. In Japan, it was never called Supra, it was sold as the Celica XX. And the 1981 model was the first production car in history to offer a built-in navigation computer, Toyota Tercel. Toyota's first front-wheel drive car, a 1.5-litre, 60-horsepower subcompact, launched in the US as the Corolla Tercel because Toyota didn't trust Americans to buy an unknown nameplate. It worked. The curious part? Toyota also offered a 4-wheel drive wagon version with a 6-speed manual, rare for any car in the early 80s, making it one of the most underrated off-roaders of its era. Toyota Camry, America's most reliable obsession. A 2.0-litre 4-cylinder, 92 horsepower, nothing flashy. Yet it became the best-selling car in the US for 18 consecutive years. The name Camry comes from the Japanese word for crown, keeping Toyota's quiet, royal naming tradition alive. The boring car that conquered America, Toyota MR2. Japan's first mid-engine mass production car, 1.6 litres, 122 horsepower, 977 kilograms, and it handled better than sports cars costing 3 times the price. Toyota couldn't sell it in France though. MR2 sounds exactly like the French word for eat. In French markets it was simply called the MR Toyota 4Runner. Born as a Hi-Lux pickup with a fiberglass shell bolted over the bed. Literally a truck pretending to be an SUV, a 2.4-litre four-cylinder, solid axles, and no rear seats in year one. Over 40 years later, it's one of the last body-on-frame SUVs still standing in America. In a world full of crossovers, the 4Runner simply refused to evolve. The dominance. Toyota becomes one of the biggest automakers in the world. Toyota Supra A80, the 3.0-litre twin-turbo 2 JZGTE, 320 horsepower stock, but so overbuilt it handles 1,000 horsepower with basic modifications. The Toyota engineered it far beyond what the car needed, and tuners turned it into a legend. In Japan, it was officially rated at only 276 horsepower, because Japanese automakers had a secret gentleman's agreement to never exceed 280 horsepower on any road car. Toyota Tacoma. The Hi-Lux's American evolution, built specifically for US buyers with a 3.4-litre V6 and 190 horsepower, assembled in California. It became the best-selling mid-size truck in America for over 20 consecutive years. The name Tacoma comes from an indigenous word for Mount Rainier. Toyota wanted a name that felt genuinely American. It worked. Toyota RAV4, the car that invented the compact SUV segment. Built on a Corolla platform with a 2.0-litre four-cylinder and car-like handling. Toyota projected 35,000 sales in year one and moved 56,000. Every compact crossover on the road today traces its DNA back to this car. In 2026, Toyota made it hybrid only. The RAV4 didn't just survive, it rewrote the rules twice. Toyota Sienna. Built on a stretched Camry platform with a 3.0-litre V6, Toyota literally called it the Camry of minivans. After the Previa flopped, Toyota studied Chrysler's formula, copied what worked, and quietly became the best-selling minivan in America. The competition helped Toyota beat them. Toyota Tundra. Toyota's first serious attack on American truck territory. 4.7 litres V8, 245 horsepower, assembled in Indiana. Ford took it so seriously they sued Toyota for naming it T150, too close to the F-150. Toyota was forced to rename it. Even the competition knew this truck was a real threat. Toyota Prius. The world's first mass-produced hybrid, 1.5-litre Atkinson cycle, 97 horsepower, to 52 miles per gallon city. Honda's Insight actually beat it to the US by 7 months, but nobody remembers the Insight. The curious part. Early US test drivers were so unimpressed that Toyota almost cancelled the American launch. Hollywood celebrities saved it. Toyota Highlander. Toyota's answer to buyers who wanted an SUV but hated driving trucks. Built on a Camry platform with a 3.0-litre V6 car comfort in an SUV body. It was essentially a stretched Lexus RX 300 with 7 seats, $10,000 cheaper. Toyota never advertised that. In 2005, it became the world's first 7-seat hybrid SUV. Toyota Sequoia, Toyota's first full-size SUV, 4.7-litre V8, 240 horsepower, built on the Tundra chassis and assembled in Indiana. The largest vehicle ever sold in the US by a Japanese manufacturer. In 2023, Toyota killed the V8 and replaced it with a 3.4-litre twin-turbo hybrid V6 making 437 horsepower, more than the old V8 ever dreamed of. Reinvention and the future. Toyota bets on performance, adventure, and electricity. Toyota FJ Cruiser. A love letter to the FJ40, 4.0-litre V6, 260 horsepower, body on frame, rear doors that only opened if the front doors were open first. Toyota never planned to build it. Crowd reaction at the 2003 Detroit Auto Show forced the president to approve it. Discontinued in 2014. Used prices later doubled the original MSRP. Toyota killed it too soon. Toyota GR Supra A90. The Supra returned after 17 years. BMW engine, BMW platform, built in Austria. Purists were furious, but a 3.0-litre inline-six 382 horsepower and better weight distribution than any BMW silenced most of them. Production ends March 2026. Oh, the next Supra will be built entirely in-house. The legend isn't over. Toyota bZ4X, Toyota's long-awaited EV debut, 201 horsepower, all-electric, built to compete with Tesla. It lasted weeks. NHTSA declared it illegal to drive after discovering the wheels could literally detach at highway speed. No fix, no timeline, full buybacks offered. Toyota's electric era began with its most embarrassing recall in history. Toyota GR86, a 2.4-litre flat-four, 228 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, under $32,000, proof that affordable sports cars still exist. Co-developed with Subaru, yet Toyota tuned it independently for a completely different feel. Toyota sells nearly 200 times more RAV4s and still keeps building the GR86. Some cars exist for profit. This one exists for passion. Toyota CHR Electric. Toyota's boldest EV yet. 338 horsepower, dual motors, AWD, and 290 miles of range. The original CHR took 11 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour. This one does it in 5, and Toyota quietly dropped the BZ name after the bZ4X disaster. A fresh start deserves a clean slate. From a copied Chevrolet engine in 1936 to an illegal EV in 2022, Toyota's story is precision, obsession, and reinvention. They failed, came back, and conquered America. One car was declared illegal. The rest became history. If you enjoyed this journey, hit subscribe and let's explore more legendary machines together.